Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Chrono Clock. Let's continue. A few days passed. My normal everyday routine repeated continually without variation. DD's fan club finally started to calm down a bit as well, so I was once more able to appreciate humanity's greatest invention, air conditioning, while eating lunch in the classroom. But while the world around me was seemingly being drained of excitement, I was getting butterflies in my stomach. The weekend drew closer. That is, the destined time for my date with Makoto. And before I knew it, it became Sunday. My heart really was thumping like a drum as I waited for Makoto in front of the station. There was still quite the wait before our agreed time of 1 o'clock, but I couldn't settle down. Nervously, I reflected on our itinerary for today. We would both eat lunch before meeting up, then go see a movie. After that, we would find somewhere to drink tea and bide our time until the evening. Going on a date was a new experience for both of us. I had insisted to her that it was just a test case, not a serious date, and I planned to finish it up before I did anything to make a fool of myself. Nevertheless, it was still a date. Unlike the times I hung out with Miyu or Misaki, this was the first time that I had actually asked someone out on a proper date. Effectively, one might say that I'd finally taken that first step toward getting a girlfriend and graduating from my status as a virgin. Like when man took his first step on the moon. I even took the proper precautions too. I gently patted my pocket. While I didn't expect things to go that far with Makoto, I still brought a condom along just in case. I'd never actually used one before, but I at least knew the basics of how to pinch the air out of the tip and then roll it on. Wait, pull yourself together, man! That could never actually happen. Alright already, I get it. Still, part of me couldn't help but wonder if I believed in miracles. I'll make it happen.
何の話?
What? While I was lost in my own decadent thoughts, a voice ringing out next to me made me stagger back a few steps. I never even realized that Makoto was standing right next to me.
ごめんね。まだ時間より前だけど、待たせちゃったかな。
Makoto showed me an awkward, bashful smile, but at the same time, it was incredibly charming. More importantly, more than anything, that outfit of hers. So cute! Unlike the stylish uniform she usually wore, the clothes she wore to the date looked very fancy and feminine. The skirt didn't show off the legs as much as her usual outfit, but the skirt was designed to expose more skin on one side than the other, giving off an alluring yet also a demure kind of appearance. But above all, she was dressing like this for our date. For me even, the thought of it was making me giddy. It's a small world. Damn it, that outfit hit me like a bolt of blue, and I was getting so excited I couldn't think straight. Makoto raised an eyebrow suspiciously at my strange behavior.
何か変かな。これでも手持ちの中で一番おしゃれだと思う服にしたんだけど。
No, wait! I think it looks cute as hell on you. It was just too darn cute. I didn't have any idea of how to react. Even if the outfit didn't make her look adorable, it somehow made her look younger. Its juxtaposition with her way too big seriously does it need to be that huge chest was driving me wild. If looks could kill. Do you usually wear clothes like that outside of school?
普段は周りの子に合わせてるから、あんまり自分の趣味の服とか着てないかな。でも今日はせっかくだし、堅気の私らしくって決めたの。
Oh. Makoto responded so enthusiastically, it didn't seem appropriate to tease her about it. But still, holy crap! It's so cute! If my pocket watch had a greater power, I would go back in time to my past self that didn't notice Makoto until she was right next to me and whoop his ass! That's how cute she was.
レイ君?
Oh, what is it?
こんな私が相手だけど今日はよろしくね。
Makoto gave me a lovable smile. I was so nervous and excited at that moment that I could only nod silently. I wanted to go back 5 minutes and yell at myself, "You lucky fuck!" But that would have been a pointless spectacle, so I killed that thought. By the way, were your parents cool with you going on a date today?
なんだ、そんなこと気にしてるの？
I tried asking that rather casually, but Makoto laughed it off. Well, yeah, I guess it worries me a little.
当然だよね。でもお父さんにレイ君が相手だって言ったら、おう、沢渡の坊主か。まあいいだろうって笑ってたよ。
I didn't know what to make of his opinion of me, let alone the pause before he said, "Well, I suppose that's fine." It was kind of scary to think about, so I didn't press the issue. As Makoto and I chatted about trivial things, I was starting to feel more at ease. Alright then, let's get going.
まず映画だね。
Yeah, did you decide on what you'd like to see? I told her before that I'd be fine with whatever movie she picked out.
それなんだけど、今何を上映してるのかなって調べたら、すっごく見たいもの見つけちゃったの。
Oh, you did?
それでね、席が取れなくなったらいけないと思って、レイ君に伝える前に前売り券を買っちゃったんですけど。
Oh, so it must be a popular one. Well, don't worry, I'm cool with that.
ありがとう。
Makoto looked so elated, her joy was rubbing off on me somewhat. I might have picked some kind of romantic comedy or dumb action movie myself, but the way she's acting, I can only wonder as to what kind of a kids movie or something she picked out. Well, not like I'd mind that. So, what kind of movie is it?
それがね、もう人生初のデートでこれを見られるなんて奇跡なんじゃないかなって作品なんだけど。爆中地総長賭博のリバイバルだよ。
Huh?
え？
Huh?
どうしたの？
Sorry, I don't think I heard that right. What's the title again?
爆中地総長賭博。
Is that a heartwarming comedy?
鶴田浩二さん主演の60年代の人気映画の傑作だよ。
That was her choice? This girl in a frilly dress is taking me to see a Yakuza movie? What's wrong with that? Oh.
ちょっとレイ君、目頭なんか押さえちゃってどうしたの？
Well, sorry, I'm just a little bit shocked.
わかるよその気持ち。私もこれが上映してるって知った瞬間、思わず体が熱くなっちゃったもん。
Makoto, believing that she finally found someone who understood her feelings, clapped me on the back.
さあ、行こう、レイ君。
We started walking, with her excitedly dragging me by the arm. What have I got myself into? Her chest against my arm felt warm and soft like pudding, but the sense of happiness that feeling gave me was overwhelmed by everything else on my mind. I prayed to God to be kept safe until the end of this date. What's his problem? Of course, there was no God to hear my prayers. 2 hours later.
すごかった。
Makoto joyously shouted in the middle of the shopping district without a care in the world for all the people watching. I didn't want to bring her into a cafe to drink tea because her boisterousness would be a nuisance to the other customers, but she clearly didn't care one jot about that. Every so often she would get so overwhelmed by her enthusiasm that she would stop to pound on the street lights as she walked by them. I was worried that she would hurt her hands at first, but when she started to put cracks in the steel bowls, I began to worry more about her damaging of public property. Has steel always been that soft?
仁義なき戦いの方が世間受けはいいと思うし、昔ながらの義理人情もいいと思うけど、あの悲劇性と葛藤劇は他の映画にはない味だと思うんだ。
Yeah. The movie was actually surprisingly good, so I had to agree with her. Though there were some parts where the jargon flew right over my head.
いやー、すごかった。中井さんの名台詞。任侠道か。 そんなもんは俺にはねえ。俺はただのケチな人殺しなんだ。もうよかった。
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I mechanically nodded in agreement to everything she said, since I was still recuperating from the stressful situation. That movie theater she took me to was something else. The front entrance was guarded by men who appeared to live the opposite of an upstanding life. When we were about to go in, they glared at both of us with eyes that said, "The hell are you two brats doing hanging around here?" But when they realized who Makoto was, the path in front of us opened up like Moses parting the Red Sea. We were immediately shown to the best seats in the house and given soda and popcorn with bottomless refills. When the movie reached its climax, all of the men in the building were holding back tears. And after the last fade out, they all left in stoic silence. All of those things were quite a new experience to me. And now I felt like a balloon caught in a windstorm.
私は何を。
Makoto had been deliriously excited for a long time, but she suddenly became aware of how many people were staring at her. Welcome back.
ごめんなさい。なんかそばにいるレイ君まで恥ずかしいことになってた。
Nah, it's okay. Nah, it's no problem. Since you enjoyed the movie that much, it makes me feel glad that I invited you out. Even if I had gotten overwhelmed, I was still telling Makoto the truth.
ありがとう。あれ。
Makoto smiled nervously.
変だな、私。なんでこんなに恥ずかしいのに、にやけちゃうんだろう。
Well, you had fun, right? That's what a date should be.
そうだね。
This time, Makoto's mouth curved up into a genuine, happy smile. I'd never seen a girl smile so happily before in my life. Regardless of what the movie was like, it really moved me to know that I could make a girl so happy. I instinctively wanted to embrace her right then and there, but I restrained myself. Suddenly, Makoto staggered for no discernible reason. What's wrong?
いや、ついレイ君に抱きつきそうになっちゃって。いかんいかん。今日のレイ君は私に付き合ってくれてるだけなんだから。
Makoto mumbled, reproaching herself under her breath. My eyes popped open, and I froze. What a disappointment that was. Wait, if I go back in time... I pulled out my pocket watch on reflex, but I quickly reconsidered and put it away. That wouldn't have been a fair way to use it, and Makoto would have been disillusioned if I really did hug her right then and there. Anyway, isn't all that hollering making you kinda thirsty? I tried to act like my normal self.
そうだね。お茶でも飲みに行こうか。
I'll go anywhere at this point if there's air conditioning inside. As Makoto laughed, I surveyed our surroundings. There were plenty of shops around, but I wasn't sure which place would be best, considering the mood we were in. I had this same problem when I came here with Misaki. It wouldn't be right to just go for fast food for this kind of occasion. Incidentally, that day culminated with a humiliated Misaki running out of the pet shop, and we went home soon after that. Wanna stop for sweets somewhere, Makoto?
そういうのがある方が嬉しい。
Alright then. We both continued walking together, looking for a place to eat. And then... Makoto suddenly shouted a strange exclamation and bolted over to a store we happened to be passing by. What the... My mouth agape, I watched Makoto run over to the store and then proceed to embrace a gigantic stuffed bunny that had been placed on the counter. When she realized I was watching, she instantly recoiled while her face turned red as a beet.
これは違うんだよ。今のは謎の力で足がよろめいて危ないどうしようって時にこのぬいぐるみが目について。 これに抱きついたらクッションになって安全だからという思いがうさちゃんという一言に凝縮されて。
Yeesh! Enough with the long-winded explanation already. How implausible can you get? Given how she'd clung to it with such desperation, my comment shattered her serious facade. Makoto started crying pathetically as she held onto the stuffed animal like she couldn't bear to let go of it. So it's not just real rabbits, you love stuffed ones too. Your room must be full of stuffed animals.
どうしていつも私はレイ君の前だとこんな。よよよよよよよ。
At my comment, Makoto started sobbing even more. How could someone be so adorable? Makoto and the stuffed rabbit were a perfect match for each other, so I pointed at it and asked, "Do you want me to buy that stuffed animal for you?"
いいよそんなの。
Makoto shook her head with unusual haste. Well, I didn't end up paying for the movie tickets, and it'd be a good memento of our first date.
レイ君、もしかしてこういうぬいぐるみの値段を知らない？
It couldn't be that expense! 20,000 yen?! My casual glance at the price tag gave me one hell of a case of sticker shock. I thought that it would be 5,000 yen at most.
まあ、こうやって可愛いものを見つけられただけで私は幸せだから。ねえ、うさちゃん。
She was so elated, squeezing the stuffed animal tightly, still not wanting to let it go. I thought it over while watching her. I actually had the money to buy it. I'd brought plenty of cash along in case we needed to get a hotel or something. My wallet was practically bursting with it. And I certainly wasn't someone who needed to worry about money very much anyway. But still, I felt really conflicted because I didn't want to buy her a gift with ill-gotten gains from lottery tickets. I wanted to buy it with money I'd earned myself. And it was wanting to make it a memento of our first date above all that made me want to use my own money. Isn't that weird? Why am I overthinking it like this? I just wanted to use the pocket watch to make my daily life more interesting and to get a girlfriend, didn't I? I'm such a moron. But I wasn't all that bothered by that feeling anymore. 20,000 yen, was it? Since my allowance is no larger than a normal student's, that would shear a larger sum of my New Year's money than I could possibly be comfortable with. No, I'm gonna buy it after all.
はい？
When I changed my mind, it was Makoto's turn to be astonished.
いやいや、レイ君、何言っちゃってるの？おかしいよ。
Crazy? How?
だって今日は私がレイ君を叩いたせいでデートしてるんだよ。なんでおかわりみたいな話になってるの？
Oh yeah, I guess I did say that. I totally forgot until now. But that's all water under the bridge to me now. I still want to buy it.
誰に？
Come on, I'm not enough of an asshole to buy it and give it to someone other than you.
いやいやいやいや、変だよ。
No, it isn't. Why were we arguing about something like this? I couldn't help but to get a little miffed. If you like it so much that you want to hug it and never let go, then you should be happy.
高すぎるし。
Makoto was reluctant for the same reason that I hesitated earlier. That was only reasonable. Alright, here, let me put it this way. I gathered up my courage and said, with utmost seriousness, "If you won't let me buy it for you, you have to give me a kiss instead."
なんでそうなるの？
Naturally, Makoto was confused after that.
ちょっと待って、さすがの私もデートって言ってもキスとかそんなつもりないし。
Then just let me buy it already. Makoto let out a pathetic wail, but she was still looking back and forth between me and the stuffed animal.
全然釣り合ってない気がするんだけどな。
Then it's decided. I didn't want to wait for her to calm down and instantly refuse, so I went into the store and paid the clerk for it. It took me less than a minute to buy it and come back outside. Of course, Makoto was frozen there in the same spot where I left her.
本当に買ったの？
A man never goes back on his word.
本当に買っちゃったんだ。
I hope you cherish it. After what just happened in front of her, Makoto could only stare at me with a blank expression. But man, my wallet is hurting right now. Guess I'll have to scrimp and save for a bit. I had a bit of a feeling somewhere in my head that I was just being a show-off, but it wasn't all that bad a feeling. Suddenly, Makoto closed her eyes and let out a bit of a mischievous sigh. I was a little confused for a moment, until she suddenly kissed the stuffed animal's face, then shoved it into my own face.
ありがとう。
Makoto gave me a sincere expression of gratitude from the other side of the massive stuffed animal blocking my sight. The big stuffed animal was completely covering my face, but I felt a slight bit of moisture on its lips where Makoto had kissed it. Then she pulled it away.
今のはちょっと普通の女の子らしかったでしょ？
Makoto, embarrassed about what she just did, hugged the stuffed animal and showed me a great big smile. If you go on a date with someone you fancy and you are thinking like, man, I'm having so much fun, being with them really makes me happy, well, I think that's when you should seriously consider being in a relationship with that person. I remembered the words that had come out of my own mouth, and I still thought they were every bit as truthful now. I wanted to find a girlfriend who could make me happy and whom I could make happy as well. But right now, at this point in time, I didn't quite have that feeling just yet. I felt more like I had just met, for the very first time, the real girl named Makoto Jonochi. Hello. Tick tock, tick tock. Next time on Chrono Clock. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a nice day. Bye bye.